Hey everyone, welcome to Challenge 5. So, this challenge is about finding a scrapbook photo from your past and showing us your clan. For me, I am using the These Days collection, and I thought I was recording when I started all of this, but I wasn't. So, let me just tell you what I'm doing. I'm using scattered straw, tattered rose, speckled egg, and the green is it's going to come to me, the green. And I am putting some color into places. I was following a sketch that had kind of some distressing in those two places, and that's what I used it for. So I did that, and then I put it on the page and colored it. And it doesn't have a huge impact, but it makes a difference just kind of when you look at the layout, because it gives a place, kind of a home for my embellishments and a home for my photo. So I did all that. You're seeing speckled egg now. Um, and I did all that using the block and just the water technique. And I really like how it turned out. I think it turned out good. Um, it's sage, something sage, bundled sage. Anyway, um, so if you have a chance and you have a white background or a lighter background, you can do that. Now, I will say it puts a lot of water on the paper. So the next thing you're going to see me do is I'm going to take a white piece of cardstock, and it was actually the place that I tested some of the colors. And I'm going to use that just a solid cardstock that's kind of heavier to back that on, because the white paper is just the the these days paper with all the water on it. And I didn't want it to be white, so I took the speckled egg and I used my brush there, and that's also available in the store. And I just kind of created my own color that I knew would match along the edges. So as you're seeing me do that, I don't need you to watch that whole thing. So when I come back here in a second, you're going to see I've finished all of that. And I really like how this turns out. And it's also just a way, if you don't have colored card, you can just use your Distress Oxide to get the look you want. So there it is. And now I'm going to cut off an inch from two sides of this paper, and that's going to create the base of the layout. And I did all of this layout with the These Days collection. I think the These Days collection is great for kind of heritage photos. It is not as vintage as some of the collections. And there you're going to see it right there. There's the sage. And I want to say it's bundled sage, but it's something like that. And I use that to outline all the pictures. The the Anyway, this collection, the These Days collection, is a great for vintage and heritage photos, even though it's not as, brown as some of the other ones, but because of the muted colors. These days would also be good if you had Easter photos, or those kinds of things. I think it's just an interesting set of paper. You can use it for girls' layouts, you can use it for boys' layout. It has the wood. So this is the picture that I'm using. This is my clan. This is my grandmother with my mom and my aunt. Um, Kind of interesting to me as I was doing this, I realized, I am a mom of two girls. My grandmother was a mom of two girls. I kind of didn't think about it until then, but we are. So it's kind of fun to think about that. I have a bunch of her old photos, and I have not scrapbooked them. One of the big reasons is they all have that musty smell because they've been in storage for so long, and I have bad allergies, so the smell really bothers me. And I thought to myself, okay, I need to start getting these out. So I started getting them out, and I've started taking pictures of these and then reprinting them. Now, sometimes I'll go in and fix the picture. This one I didn't. I just printed it directly as is. And I was really struggling with getting that paper to stick down. But I printed it directly as is on the photo, because or directly as is to my printer, just so that I could get the kind of older photo look. But you can go into Lightroom or Photoshop Elements and really clean these up also if you want to. So I am putting just some fun foam on that because I did want some dimension. I'm going to make that into a tag there at the bottom. And These Days has a coordinating 6x8 paper pad, or paper kit, that comes with different versions, and some of the paper is not available in the 12 by 12. So I really like how it all turns out, and I love the paper that we have for this collection. Uh, it is all available still in the store, and I'll link to it. So it does have a really cool cutout, And I knew, based on the sketch that I happened to have been using, and just because that I wanted something in the upper right hand corner. And I wanted kind of tags. So in the cutout, there's actually a strip that has like little flags. And I used that as part of my collection or as part of my embellishments. So don't forget to use your cut aparts and make them work for you in the pictures. So that was one of the cut aparts as well. So basically, I took one strip from the cut apart and used it as many of my embellishments for this page. I am going to now continue to look through embellishments. I'm probably going to put the page together. I'm going to use some of the other strips from that cut apart to add some more dimension to the little flag banner I made. But this whole challenge is really about finding a picture to use. So it's a really easy challenge. You can combine it with sketches, you can combine it with other things. So, this challenge in itself, you can also use a picture, an older picture of yourself, or you can use a picture of your family. So feel like Show Us Your Clan is supposed to be a heritage photo, but heritage can be 10 years ago. It can be, maybe it's your kids as a baby. So don't let that stop you when thinking about doing the challenges. And with all the challenges over here at My Little Scrapbook Store, you have a month to do them. And in that month, you can do as many or as few as you like. As you enter the challenges and you put a picture, you'll be entered in for a $10 gift credit to My Little Scrapbook Store. And we do all of those on random.org. So as long as you meet the criteria in the challenge, you're entered. You can only enter each challenge once, but if you enter all 20 challenges, you can then put I did it all in the 21st challenge, and you can be entered for a random.org of a $50 credit. So I know there was one of the crops, one of the first crops that I did before I was on the design team, and I actually think I ended up with like $80 in credit because just the way the random.org worked. So don't forget, you're entering in for these challenges, but each individual challenge is a different random.org, and then the $50 credit is another random.org. So you can win multiple challenges. You're entered in, each one is individual, so that's kind of cool. So you're seeing kind of the core paper page come together. I am using the glue. This is the art glitter glue that I am now a convert on. I love it 100%. And I am putting my little swirly twine in a location, and just so it holds on the page. I love the look of the twine kind of holding down, but I also like it to know that it's stable by gluing it. We're going to add a few more embellishments on this page, all of which come from These Days. My title is part of these puffy stickers. They are really, really cool stickers. Now, the font is a little odd. You have to kind of get over it, but once you kind of get over the font. And the other thing that I discovered is at first I thought that it was like a solid, like the O was a solid color, but really there's a piece of foam stuck in like the O and the E that I'm having to like get out with tweezers because it's very well done and it's in there together, but you've got to kind of push out the insides of the letters. So I'm doing that now. I hope you guys are enjoying the challenges. I know that we enjoyed putting these together. This was actually my challenge. This was actually the one that I came up with. So I'm pretty excited about it. I like the idea of getting some of our older photos scrapbooked, getting them in our pages so that, our family can see them. I don't have any journaling on this yet. I'm probably going to go back and add some journaling on who these people are. Actually, on the back of the photo, you see that photo in the Ziploc bag there on the left. I have the date it was taken, so I'll probably go in and add some journaling off camera on this to talk about my grandmother. But that's also kind of a fun thing to do. But I think it's important to have these in our scrapbook and in our memories. Thank you so much for watching. And if you are not a subscriber and you just found me because you're watching this through the My Little Scrapbook Store, please consider subscribing. I post 2 or 3 videos a month, maybe. Not a lot of content, but it usually surrounds the My Little Scrapbook Store events and challenges. So if you're interested in getting inspiration for those, feel free to subscribe and like. Leave me a comment and let me know that you watched this video, and let me know if you liked it. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch me put this together. And I think I think. This page turned out really cute. So you'll have a close up here in a little bit. Uh, I am just adding the final kind of embellishments. All these flowers came from their embellishment kit. I know that some people buy extra flowers. I think she has extra embellishments for the flowers in the store. I'm not a big individual flower die cut kind of person, so I typically just use the ones that come with the Happy Scrappy bags. But if you really love the flowers, I think you can buy them separately. And I personally usually buy extras of the wood buttons because I love those wood buttons. And I put those on the page as well. So here is the final page. Really like how it turned out. Thank you so much, and I will talk to you next time. Thanks, everyone. Have a great, great day.